Previously on The Sims 4 Big Brother. The house was transformed into an over-the-top video game, where our house guests will have to fight week by week to stay here, and only one will remain in the end to win the $1 million simoleon grand prize. 16 of your favorite townies have moved into the Big Brother house. Among them we have 3 Survivor Oasis relatives, an art critic, a 1-star celebrity actress, an eco-master, a stand-up comedian, and even a mermaid. These 16 Sims competed in 5 rounds of the Royal Flush Head of Household competition, all in which resulted in Mark becoming the first Head of Household of the season. These house guests are going to have to compete level by level to reach the big boss in the end. And for level 1, we have unleashed the twist of splitting the house into boys versus girls. Now, I explained the twist wrong in the last episode and have done some tweaking. So, Mark was crowned HOH and he had chose Vanessa to become the girl HOH. Mark will nominate 2 girls for eviction and Vanessa will nominate 2 boys for eviction. All 6 of these Sims will compete in the POV, and at the end of the week, 1 boy and 1 girl will be going home in a surprise double eviction. But who's going to be nominated? Find out tonight on Big Brother. So yeah, when I last left off on the last episode, I just wasn't too happy with the twist I had cooked up. I wanted something bigger, crazier. I wanted 2 people to go home. So, as we do have 2 head of households, I decided why don't they nominate 4 people and let's have 1 boy and 1 girl go home. And I like that a lot better, and I hope you guys do too. Now that everything is over and the house guests can finally settle in and the doors are locked, 1 door has become unlocked, and that is the HOH room upstairs. Now, it is only unlocked for Vanessa and Mark. No one else is able to come into the HOH room. And when we get in there, you'll see why. The HOH room not only has its own bathroom, which has a nice shower, bathtub, toilet, but it also has its own mini fridge and microwave, and a TV where they can watch everyone else and watch a few movies and TV shows. So it's a really nice luxury to have that no one else is able to share with. And most of the time it's only going to be 1 house guest up here. Mark is kind of lucky that he now has Vanessa alongside him. Meanwhile, everyone else downstairs scatters instantly and tries to explore the house. We see that a lot of the boys try to go together as a group to the arcade upstairs. However, when they go up there, they see that Dina is actually in the arcade and they instantly try to find a plan B. In the upstairs lounge, we see that Bob has set up a game of chess for him and Diego, and the 2 of them sit down, play, and get to know one another. Mark and Vanessa get to know each other a little bit better while watching a movie in the HOH room. This alone time could really solidify a bond between the 2 of them, and they could potentially be forming a final 2 deal. Meanwhile, Zoe is alone in the arcade room, playing Blick Block, while most of the house guests are downstairs in the living room, wishing that they were able to watch TV like Mark and Vanessa. Once the movie is over, Vanessa decides not to quarantine herself too much and go downstairs with some food from the HOH room and cook it up for all of her fellow house guests. They all share 1 kitchen and 1 stove. And the main refrigerator for this kitchen is in the storage room, which can be locked at any time. So the only one with 24 access to food is the HOH. So it's pretty nice that Vanessa is offering it up for everyone else. Since the twist has been announced, it has naturally really separated the boys and the girls. And the girls are playing it a little bit differently. They're really sticking together, and whenever they see a group of guys forming, they instantly break it up. Upstairs, we see Diego, Knox, and Bob are trying to have a conversation. However, Nalani was not having it and invited herself to join that game of chess with Bob. I don't know, they're playing it smart and they're not letting the boys stick together as strong as they are. But since one boy and one girl will be going home on Friday, it might be best if they start mixing it up a little bit. Too bad Nalani wasn't really able to have a conversation with Bob just now. Unfortunately for our house guest, it looks as though someone has pranked the downstairs toilet that everyone has to share. So it's not going to take too long until someone is covered in toilet water. However, Big Brother has unlocked the backyard and everyone is running outside to explore it. We see Dina is working out in the gym area. Meanwhile, Diego and Zoe start a ping pong match. Meanwhile, in the upstairs balcony, we see Joaquin and Bob playing a game of darts. Hopefully, no one gets hurt up there. It's a little bit dangerous, there's a bar, I don't know, a little bit risky. However, it looks as though dinner is slowly beginning to be served. However, with 16 house guests, it's kind of a lot to cook. You can serve basically half of the group first, and then the other half second. So even though Vanessa has cooked up a nice meal, it's only being enjoyed by a select few of house guests, or until she cooks another round of dinner. The arcade has seemed to turn into a room where someone goes in to get a little bit of privacy and to get away. Before, it was Zoe playing on Blick Block, and now Joaquin has come in and swapped places with her. A small group begins to form around the dining room table as people start to get a little bit antsy to get more food in their belly. After a long first day, everyone is pretty hungry, and I'm sure some of the guys even want some seconds. However, it doesn't take long for someone to go in and use that pranked toilet, and unfortunately for Zoe, it's her. And what bad luck for Zoe, because as soon as she gets pranked, that second helping of dinner is served and everyone is gathering around the table to eat. Meanwhile, she's a little soaked in toilet water. It's not going to be a very pleasant dinner for her. However, the toilet has become a bit of an emergency. It's already overflowing, making a huge mess and stinking up the place. But thankfully, Kaori has come to save the day and has got the wrench and is trying to fix it up for everyone. Meanwhile, outside in the backyard, it looks as though Bob is having a hard time playing horseshoe while Angela takes an outdoor shower. Everyone else inside has finished up eating and is now full, but unfortunately, with a full belly, that can only lead to one thing: having to use the bathroom. And even though Mark is now helping Kaori with the toilet, it is not happening any faster. And everyone is starting to really have to go. Apart from Angela, who is starting to brew up some coffee, a lot of the house guests are trying to sleep it off. You know, they're full, they're ready to climb in bed, get cozy, and just ignore the fact that they really have to use the bathroom. And that seems to be almost everyone's solution to the problem. That is until little old Bob Pancakes gets into his robe, climbs into bed, and then instantly starts complaining about having to use the bathroom and wakes everyone up. Thankfully, Kaori has managed to fix the toilet, but unfortunately, it's a little bit too late. As we can see in the backyard, Joaquin and Cassandra both pee themselves, and they're not the only ones in the house doing so. It seems as though that full belly has hit everyone at the exact same moment. Some of the few that have managed to hold it in are trying to scoot their way into the bathroom and take turns on the toilet. However, Vanessa and Mark are straight up chillin'. Vanessa's already sleeping in the HOH room, and Mark has his own bathroom and is perfectly fine and good to go. Unfortunately, Bob cannot say the same as he has peed himself too. You know this house smells crazy right now. Like, oof! You walk in and think 80 billion cats live there, but nope, just 16 Sims. Outside, however, we see a very interesting scene. So we have Dina taking a nap in the pool. However, Nalani is a mermaid, and she sees this as a prime opportunity to transform and get into the pool and relax a little bit while Dina is asleep. We even see that Diego ends up coming outside and is doing some cleaning up pee, but he doesn't seem to notice. But once Cassandra comes outside and gets a little bit closer, Nalani says it's too close to call and transforms back into a human. Will she ever let anyone else know that she's a mermaid, or will anyone else catch her? I mean, she was willing to swim right next to a sleeping house guest. Who knows? Will this affect her game at all if anyone finds out, or will she have an advantage in competitions? That's something to keep an eye on. With all the perks of being head of household, Mark is really feeling on top of the world right now. He's able to eat whenever he wants, sleep whenever he wants, take a shower, use the bathroom whenever. So, because he's feeling so great, he's deciding to clean up the house and everyone's soiled piss clothes. So he goes around and collects all the laundry. Of course, he has to drop it everywhere and complain about it, but whatever. And then he weirdly watches Zoe sleep for a little bit too long. But he does eventually break his gaze of Zoe sleeping and head outside to do the laundry. This is where we find Angela cooking up some hamburgers on the grill. Now, I gotta say, I'm a little terrified of the grill, so I'm crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. We do not need a fire and a death on the first night. But I also love that even though Mark is going through this big effort to gather all the clothes, all he does is put it in the washing machine and then doesn't even turn it on. Way to go, Mark. And that basically concludes all of the first night here in the Sims 4 Big Brother Season 2 house. Now, if you want to download this house or the blank shell version of the house that you can decorate yourself, go on and head on over to the Sims 4 gallery and find me at Hot Dogs Sims. Now, Mark is up in the HOH room cooking up a late night snack while Vanessa sleeps, and they are some of the only few house guests still left awake, while most of the house is ready to fall right to sleep, and when they wake up, 4 of them will be nominated. Alright, can all the girls head on into the dining room and gather around the table? As we know, the house has been split between boys and girls, and Mark has won the first head of household competition. As head of household, he has the power to nominate 2 house guests up for eviction. He must nominate 2 girls to face the block, and they will be given the chance to win the power of veto and save themselves. But at the end of the week, 1 girl will be going home. Now, we figure out who he's nominating based on his relationship statuses. Whichever 2 girls he is least familiar with or likes the least will be nominated. And those 2 Sims are Angela. And the next house guest to be nominated is Cassandra. Angela and Cassandra, Mark has nominated you two for eviction, but you can save yourself in the Power of Veto competition coming up in the next episode. And that concludes this side of the house's nominations. Now it is time for Vanessa to gather all the boys in the dining room, and she's going to nominate 2 boys for eviction. Now normally there will only be 1 head of household and 2 people on the block, but because of this special level 1 boys versus girls twist, Vanessa was made the second HOH. Not only did she make it the longest in the competition, but Mark chose her specifically to be the representative of the girls team, and now she must nominate 2 boys to face eviction. They also will fight in the POV and potentially save themselves from the block, but at the end of the week, 1 boy will still go home. And it's just the same as it was for Mark, and it will be for every week. They will nominate based on who they like the least in the house. And Vanessa has decided to nominate Joaquin. You will face eviction on Friday. But you are not the only one. The second house guest is Akira. Joaquin and Akira, you will face eviction alongside Angela and Cassandra. Now, all of you will compete alongside the HOHs in the Power of Veto in the next episode and potentially save yourself. And I have a little treat for you guys. Instead of having 3 episodes this week, we will have a special 4th episode. So I will catch you guys tomorrow for the brand new episode. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and all that YouTube stuff, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.